Now, this video is just a quick reminder to remind you that you are not separate from your desires. You are not separate from your desires. Your desire is not outside of you. Everything is already within. It's in your imagination, in your mind. Your job is just to accept and assume that you have it now, and remain faithful to this new assumption, this new mindset. And what then happens is your 3D automatically reflects your new mindset. That's when your manifestation now shows up. So I'm here to remind you that you are not separate from your desires. You don't have to go outside of yourself to get your desires. All you need to do right now is just accept and assume that you are now the person who has your desires. And you have to talk to yourself as though you already have your desires. You have to remind yourself that you already have your desires. You have to ask yourself, now that I have my desires, how am I thinking? How am I feeling? How am I acting? How am I responding? What is my overall state? What is my inner conversations? What is my self-talk now that I have my desires? Your job is just to shift your mindset. So think of your brain like a radio station, right? Now there's a station where you have your desires, and there's a station where you do not have your desires. So what you want to do is you want to tune your brain to the station who already has your desires. And then what you want to do is you now want to feed that new mindset, that state, that self-concept. You want to continuously think as though you have it. You want to feel as though you have it. You want to act as though you have it. So your job is just to assume and accept that you already have your desires. And you remain faithful to that assumption. And your 3D automatically reflects your new mindset. So again, you are not separate from your desires. You exist in 3 planes. Physical, which is your body and your 5 senses. So everything that you touch, see, smell, hear, that's the 3D, right? And then the 4D is your mind. So in order for you to manifest your desires, you have to go in your mind. You don't have to mess around with the 3D. You don't have to go outside of yourself. Only go in your mind. And then have that intention, that acceptance, that assumption, and assume that you already have your desires in your mind, and just feel the feelings of already have your desires. Think the thoughts of already have your desires, right? And then 5D, which is a spirit, that is your God self, that is source, that is your true self. So let's just quickly recap again. So you exist in 3 planes. 5D, which is the spirit, source, God self. 4D, which is your mind. 3D, which is your body, your 5 senses. So your job is just to right now use your mind, accept and assume that you already have your desires. And then you want to surrender it to the 5D, to your spirit. Just surrender it to God. So the reason why you need to surrender is because the how is not your job. You should not worry how it's going to come. Your job is to enjoy the now and forget the how. That's right. Your job is to enjoy the now and forget the how. So surrender it to your larger self, your God self, the 5D spirit. Just surrender and say, hey, God, source, you handle this. I've already did my part. I'm clear in what it is I want, and I've already accepted and assumed that I'm now this person. So you now handle the rest, right? And then, so you've done that. And now in the 3D, with your body, now you live in gratitude. You express your gratitude for what's around you. You know, you literally just live in gratitude. You're no longer complaining. You're no longer focusing on what you do not want. You're focusing on what you do have, and you express your gratitude for what you do have. When you do that, you're going to feel so joyful, so fulfilled, and your mind now shifts from lack to abundance. So there you have it. You are not separate from your desires. Everything is already within. Your job is just to accept and assume that you already have it. Surrender it to the bigger man, the big man, your larger self, your spirit self, God self, source, awareness, conscious. Surrender it. Forget about the how. Enjoy the now. That's right. So, quick reminder to remind you that you, my friend, are not separate from your desires. So having said that, I want you to celebrate that it's done. That's right.